Welcome to Rapid Fire Questions with Peter Hernandez. Here we go. What are the most important qualities of a top producer? This is an easy one. Number one, they have extremely strong work ethic. They work harder than everybody in the room. Number two, they actually sat down and created a business plan that they actually work on every single day. Number three, they practice integrity and they know that their reputation is everything. And number four, they don't skimp on marketing or advertising. You'll see them everywhere. The one mistake I see agents making over and over and over again is that they don't market, they do not advertise, they do not spend money on their business. This is the absolute biggest mistake. The second biggest mistake is they wait too long before they hire an assistant. Having an assistant is everything, and it'll make you way more productive and will help you scale your business. The timeless principles that always work are number one, being hyper consistent and persistent in everything you do. Number two is to practice some of those famous value traits like loyalty, honesty, integrity, showing up, being on time, always doing what you say you're gonna do. These are the things that are gonna make your business bulletproof. Buyers and sellers have changed over the decades. They are requiring more, demanding more, and they're not willing to work with their brother-in-law or work with a friend as much as they are the top agent in the business. So what I'm seeing right now is that the top producers are capturing more and more of the business because A, they're working harder, they're more out there, they're marketing harder, they have experience and track record. So that hobbyist, the part-time realtor, the agent that just wants to make a deal here and there, they're actually not being chosen or selected by buyers and sellers anymore like they used to. If you want to be in this business, you have to be committed. Here's what you have to know about up markets and down markets in real estate. And you have to understand this and believe this with all your heart. When the market is going up, buyers buy and sellers sell. And when the market's going down, buyers buy and sellers sell. You see, there's always a reason why people buy and sell no matter what the market is doing. So that's the beauty of our business is whether it's going up or going down, you can always transact, you can always make money in this market if you work hard. If you want to stay ahead of market shifts before they happen, you have to pay attention. My dad used to tell me to read the paper. I really struggled with it. Other than the sports section, he said, read the business section, read the news, stay on top of events. When you're talking to your clients, they are going to be paying attention to all these things. So you better be ready to speak to them intelligently about the economy, about what's going on in the world, and how it's going to affect their real estate investments. Because everyone is concerned about their money. At the end of the day, it's money. And they want to know if they're selling, they're getting top dollar, or if they're buying, they're getting a great deal. And what is the future? What is the hold period? How long do they have to hold on to the property to make a profit? And these are things we can't predict accurately, but if we have some sort of intelligence about what's going on in the economy and the market, it's going to really help you. I didn't know that when I majored in economics at UCLA that it would actually help me. But it does give me a lot of insights into what's going on in the world and in the economy. And when I talk to people, I think I can share things with them, experiences that I've learned not only through school, but life that will help them make their real estate decisions. The best way to earn a client's trust and to keep it is number one, always do what you say you're gonna do and do it timely. Number two, always be early to your appointment. You know what they say, if you're on time, you're late. If you're late, forget it. And number three, always tell the truth and always be honest. I can even think of times where maybe I stretched the truth a little bit and I actually called the client back up and I would say, you know what, I stretched the truth. It is that kind of honesty that builds relationships forever. How should you handle a difficult or emotional client? Well, as realtors, we know we have to be the calming influence. We have to be the ones to have the emotional IQ, to really manage our emotions and to maybe not get into the anxiety that our clients are going through, but to help them move through that anxiety And there's several ways to do that. One of my favorite is to really have a process and a plan. Share that with the client and be detailed about what you're going to be doing with them. That helps them a lot because they don't really know all the nuance that happens in real estate. Number two, if an issue comes up, get into it right away with them. Don't push it off hoping it's going to go away or something's going to happen miraculously, but dive right into it with them. Number three, never share how your client's feeling emotionally or how they feel about the other client. You do not want to let the other side know that your client's unhappy with their buyer or that agent, because all that does is create tension and animosity, and it never helps do the deal. So just hold that all to yourself and keep it between you and your client, how they're feeling about the thing. And finally, I would just say to them, you have to maybe share some stories with them of some things that have happened and how they resolved, but just let them know that you've been here before, you can see around corners, and that you will resolve this and find a solution for them. Give them confidence and just don't let their emotions become your emotions. Well, the key to turning a one-time client into a source of referrals and a repeat clients is to always go above and beyond what they expect, is to knock them out with great service and to do a great job. If you do that, they will absolutely use you over and over again and refer everybody they know. If I was starting out as an agent today, what I would do differently is I wouldn't worry about whether things were going to work or not. I would just do them anyways. I would hold open houses whether I had results or not. I would farm whether I was getting results or not. I would call everybody in my database whether I was getting results or not. That's the big mistake agents make, is they'll send out a mailer to their farm and they don't get results, so they quit. Or they'll start calling into their database, they'll get some no's, so they quit. The trick is just to do it no matter what. It's actually easy for an agent to build their brand in a crowded market right now, because guess what? Most agents are cheap. They don't market themselves, they don't spend money on their business, and they therefore never build a brand. Agents that actually take the risk, spend the money, they stand out and their brands build very quickly. The difference between agents that earn a living and agents that build a business is very simple. Agents that earn a living are very transactional. They go from deal to deal. Agents that build a business have a pipeline mentality, and what they're thinking about is keeping that pipeline full so they never have the gaps between their business. The smartest negotiating tactic I've ever seen or learned was something that I learned from the Pepperdine Strauss University of Negotiation. And that was, try to go below the line. Try to figure out what the underlying motivation, fear, hope, desire is. And when you tap into that, there's always something you can negotiate that you never thought of before that will actually help you make the deal. The biggest deal I ever closed was a $29 million deal, commercial building. And what made it happen? I think what made it happen was that we marketed it so differently. We actually kind of did a fashion-forward style of marketing for this commercial property and made the property really stand out in the marketplace. Because commercial agents typically present things just so dryly. They just focus on numbers and facts and things like that. And we told a story about the property and we made it bigger than the numbers. And I think that's how we achieved such a great price. You should always walk away from a deal if it's illegal, if it's not the right deal for your client, and you know it. Those are the instances I can think of where no matter what, just pass on earning a commission. If it's not right for the client or it's illegal, pass. I think technology and AI are going to separate agents in the industry. And what I mean by that is that agents that use technology and AI are going to run circles around agents that don't. I think AI is being underutilized by agents. AI creates so much efficiency, whether it's creating blogs, creating podcasts, writing copy for your listings, helping you analyze markets, find properties. It is creating such efficiencies right now, and it's all about efficiencies, because if you want to be successful in this business, you got to get a lot done. I think what my mentor taught me that I still use today is to be who I am and to do what I do best. And I'll never forget this. My mentor told me that One thing I do really, really well is I have an ability to simplify things. So I can take very complicated situations and turn them into very simple solutions, activities, game plans. So that's one of my secret sauces, is creating the difficult to the simple. The one piece of advice I would give an agent that wants to lead a team or start a brokerage is that you got to be really patient, because when you're dealing with real estate agents, you have to understand that 8 out of 10 of them are not going to be successful. We know this historically, that only 2 out of 10 make it. And so if you want to be in that business, it can be very, very disappointing. And you're going to be confused and wonder why they don't have the ambition, why they don't have the work habit. And I don't know what the answers are. They just don't. And so finding those needles in the haystack is very time consuming. So you've got to want to be a mentor. You've got to want to coach. You've got to want to train. You have to be there to answer their questions. And if that's your personality, then you should do it. Otherwise, think of it this way. Are you Kobe Bryant or are you Phil Jackson? Are you a coach or are you the star player taking the shot? You got to know who you are. I think looking back on my career, the things I enjoy about it so much is all the friends and colleagues and experiences I've had. It's just been an amazing adventure, and I just get a smile on my face when I think about all the great people I've met in this business and all the great people I've had a chance to work with. The beautiful thing about being in real estate is you get to work with people, you get to help put them in homes or help them find great investments. There's no ceiling to how much money you can make. It's your own business, your own person. You can create whatever you want. So the freedom that's in the real estate business, the freedom to be whoever you are and to achieve whatever you want is there for you. And I love this famous saying that the world will step aside for a person that knows where they want to go. And that is very true.